Hey Internet, Eric here. Marvelous May continues. What that is throughout this month of May, I'm discussing nothing but Marvel films that are not part of the MCU. I have already got 2 videos up on The Punisher, 2 videos up on Blade. Let's get talking about The Punisher one more time with 2008's Punisher Warzone. Now, if you're new to my channel, welcome. I discuss plot spoilers, specific scenes, what have you. This movie stars, basic plot, the movie stars Ray Stevenson as Frank Castle, the Punisher, doing what he does best. Taking out mobsters, destroying bad guys, the usual stuff. And during this latest incident, he causes the death of an undercover cop and decides to hang it up. He doesn't want to do it anymore because, yeah, friendly fire happens, but he killed a cop. 1 second, please. Allergies. Frank Castle accidentally caused the death of an undercover cop. Does not want to do the Punisher thing anymore. But then he sees the cop's widow and young daughter. Widow is played by Julie Benz. Is now the target of the newest villain, Jigsaw, and his brother Loony Bin Jim. So the Punisher is now, Frank Castle is now in protector mode, wanting to protect Julie Benz from the 2 psychopath brothers. This is like the 3rd time I've watched this movie. First time I wasn't a fan at all. Second time I watched it to discuss over on American Werewolf in New Jersey, it wasn't as bad as I remembered. This 3rd time, not necessarily the charm, but I don't hate it. Ray Stevenson is great as Frank Castle. He is this tortured soul that Frank Castle needs to be. He looks just like him. He built like a refrigerator. So good. No remorse for what he's doing to these mobsters. He is, he got mob informants doing parkour and he's shooting them with rocket launchers. He is so over the top and great. But what I like about Ray Stevenson, he's got some painful eyes. There's a scene where Julie Benz and her daughter are in Castle's hideout, and Julie's daughter is going through a trunk of items that used to belong to Frank Castle's daughter, and the daughter grabs Frank's daughter's snow globe and plays the music and everything. You just see the pain in his eyes. He's happy that Julie's daughter is having fun with the snow globe. He's remembering the good times with his daughter. You just see, without him crying, you see the pain in his eyes. So he's really, really good. Julie Benz is always good, whether it's this, whether it's a Saw movie, whether it is Rambo 4, she's always good. Her hatred for Frank, for causing the death of her husband, is really, really good. Wayne Knight plays Microchip, basically the guy who gets the weapons for Frank. He's actually surprisingly really good. I was very iffy every time I come to this movie. I'm iffy on Wayne Knight because it's usually Nedry or the goofy guy from Seinfeld or Space Jam. He's really good. He takes care of his invalid mother. Those are some very minor parts, comedic parts, but it's really good, very sympathetic. And then his final scene, when he's taken out, I buy it 100%. Wayne Knight is really good. We have the 2 villains. I don't know who plays Jigsaw. I love Jigsaw. He's this over-the-top villain. His face is sliced up and he looks like a jigsaw puzzle. Because there's a scene where I think they're at a recycling plant or something like that. Anyway, it's where they crush up all these glass bottles. Frank knocks him in there, turns it on, and slices his face up. This guy's so over the top and he's 50-50 over the top, 50-50 serious, and I buy it. He's very, very comic booky. I love when he's recruiting people, and when he's recruiting people in, I don't know if it's in a bar or a club or whatever, but there's a screen behind him with the American flag, so it's like he's George Patton trying to recruit the troops. That's really good. I love how overprotective he is of his brother, Loony Bin Jim. He won't let people call him that. His name is James. You know what I mean? He's just so deliciously bad. I love him. He looks disgusting. He's crazy. He's fun. Now let's talk about the opposite. Loony Bin Jim, played by the actor who plays Percy Wetmore in The Green Mile. I hate this motherfucker. when we first see him, they break him out of the psychiatric ward, and he's strapped up, and he's strapped up like he can't move his arms. They let him loose. He kills an orderly, and I think it's gonna be cool. I think it's gonna be interesting because I guess Loony Bin Jim is a cannibal. He's going to attack the orderly and rip him apart, and we see him eating flesh and stuff like that. But right before he does that, he does some stupid rhyme, like I guess the orderly ate his applesauce before Jigsaw broke him out, and he says, "I'm going to get my applesauce back, and it's going to be yummy, yummy, yummy in my tummy, tummy, tummy." Stupid shit like that. When they're breaking into Julie Bench's house, just to show how evil he is, they're destroying the house, but just to show how evil Loony Bin Jim is, he's got to shoot up the daughter's stuffed animals, and he's in the background bouncing up and down like a monkey because he's so excited that this bad stuff is happening. He's annoying. He's stupid. He's obnoxious. I hate him. And he's, I guess he's a ninja because when he fights Frank, he's doing all this fucking martial arts stuff. It's a decent fight, but he sucks. He's obnoxious. Speaking of obnoxious, and he's obnoxious and unnecessary. And speaking of obnoxious and unnecessary, that's Detective Soap. That's another character who's like down in the basement of the police station. He reminds me of that weirdo in Office Space who is forced to work in the basement. The "you took my stapler" guy. He kind of gives Frank information, off the clock, but he's also, he's the information guy on where the Punisher has been, what the Punisher's doing, blah blah blah, and he's just unnecessary, dumb comic relief. It's comic relief that doesn't work. There's a shootout in Julie Bench's house, and he just shows up, and he's just a bumbling fool, and the movie ends with him, like, I don't know, somebody getting shot, and he's complaining he's got blood all over him. He's stupid. He sucks. There's one more character that is working to take down Frank Castle. Can't think of his name. He is the black actor. He's in Resident Evil. He's the black actor that gets sliced up in the laser net, and he also was killed in Alien vs. Predator. He's fine, but the problem is he's partnered up with Agent Soap, or Sergeant Soap, or Detective Soap, or whatever the fuck his name is, and it's just stupid. So the characters are hit and miss. The violence is great. The action is great. Frank is shooting people left and right, breaking necks, punching through faces. Like I said, there's some guys doing parkour. One does a side flip or a cartwheel, and Frank just blows them up with a rocket launcher because he can. Somebody has like a chair. Frank kicks the chair, and the chair leg goes into the guy's eye socket. It is a brutal, brutal movie, and it earns its R rating. The problem is sometimes, though, the movie does have some real iffy CGI blood. Like, it is, like, this is 2008. I don't know how low the budget is. I'm not going to look at it right now, but if you're going to be blowing people up and busting skulls and shooting people in the face so much that their face, just implodes, you got to make it look good. I understand that practical effects are more expensive than CGI, but it's very, very noticeable. And it's very comic booky, I guess you would say. But I guess I can overlook it because the action is so good. The story's pretty generic. Loony Bin Jim, glad he's taken out. I am disappointed. We're talking about the CGI of how Jigsaw is taken out. He's impaled and then thrown on some fire, which, why not? Let's just amp up the ante, you know what I mean? But again, with the CGI, we see his face on fire, and the stitches start to flame, and it just looks bad. It looks bad. Yeah. 3 times watching Punisher Warzone, and I've enjoyed it more this time, I guess you would say, but I'm still not a huge, huge fan of it. I still prefer the Thomas Jane one, and then maybe Dolph Lundgren. This is probably the weakest of the 3 for me. It's not awful. It's gotten better with these recent watches, within the last couple of years, but I'm still not a huge fan. I do love Ray Stevenson. I like I really like the character of Jigsaw. But then when you throw in Loony Bin Jim, who was created just for this movie, fucking stupid. He sucks. Detective Stone, no, not Stone. Detective Soap sucks. The guy partnered with him does as best as he can. Wayne Knight surprisingly good. Julie Bench is always good. So the acting is hit and miss. Action is so over the top and brutal. It works, but a lot of the violence is also cartoony. So, do I hate the movie? No. Do I like the movie? It's okay. It just kind of exists. It is what it is. So that's it. Thank you for watching. My hand's getting tired holding my fucking phone, so I'm going to end this. Um, Thank you for watching. Like and subscribe. Click the bell. Comment below. Tell me, am I too harsh on this film? Do you really love it? Do you hate it? Could you give two shits? Coming up after this, I have a video on Blade Trinity. And then I keep promoting other films that I'm going to discuss. I'm going to do some TV movies, maybe some X-Men, maybe some Sony Spider-Man. I don't know. Card subject to change, like I always said. I got to get ready for work as of this recording. And like I said, my arm's tired from holding this camera for much longer than I should be discussing about Punisher Warzone. Cheers.